My name's Adam Lavelle, and let me just tell you a little bit about what this channel and I am all about. I've been a Star Wars fan since 1977. I was there from the start, baby. And I've always been a fan, and I will always be a fan. I decided to jump into the Star Wars social media club after walking away from years spent in the world of professional wrestling. Ironically, I became a fan of professional wrestling at the exact same time, 1977, that I became a fan of Star Wars. I have forsaken professional wrestling and my involvement in that world as a commentator, journalist, backstage interviewer, podcaster, many different things. I ran a website called WrestlingDoneRight.com and traveled the East Coast commentating for, doing backstage interviews for numerous companies. But when wrestling got silly, overly silly, whenever wrestlers started flipping people with their genitalia and wrestling with their hands in their pockets and not selling the moves anymore, meaning all these amazing moves, flips and dives and twists in professional wrestling, and they didn't injure anybody. They didn't cause anybody any damage. It was kind of ridiculous. It was like they were force users. They were like Kylo Ren, who was crashed in his TIE fighter, exploded and walks out without a scratch. But you see, Kylo Ren is an incredible force user in a fantasy world. Professional wrestlers are supposed to be putting on what's called a worked fight. Well, I'm not going to... I didn't make this video to rant about professional wrestling. I've made many of those videos in my past. But that's why I forsook, why I turned my back, why I walked away from the world of professional wrestling. But having the passion and the desire that I have to be involved in something that I love, something outside my real life, because I have a dream job, a job I consider a dream job, where I make good money and I'm happy with my life. I like to be involved in the outside world, in something that isn't as real. And that used to be professional wrestling, and now, since it let me down and disappointed me and has become something I no longer recognize as professional wrestling, I decided to give my second greatest love outside my normal life, my wife and my child and my dogs, Star Wars, all of my attention in that realm. So when I decided to do that, and I looked around and I got involved in message boards and Facebook groups and the Twitter machine and all that, I started to realize that there was a problem. At least in my perspective, there was a problem. There are too many Star Wars fans that have completely abandoned the series for many reasons. Disney, I don't want to support Disney Star Wars. I don't want to support Rey, now, well, spoiler alert, now known as Rey Skywalker. I don't like her for numerous reasons. She's a Mary Jane, or she's too powerful, or what have you. I don't like the holes. I don't like the holes in the story. I don't like the new characters. It's just not as good as it used to be. Whatever. I'm not here to insult those people, but I'm here to hopefully win some of them back. Come on back to Star Wars. I know it's a tough task. I know it's going to be next to impossible with most of them. But I think there's a few out there I can capture, and that's what I'm looking to do. I'm also looking to create new Star Wars fans, brand new. Look, don't listen to those out there crapping on something that they claim to love. Listen to guys like me and the people that I'm going to recruit to help me and follow me in this journey when we tell you Star Wars is the greatest fictional story ever told. Yes, you don't have to agree with that, but follow along and see if I'm right. Let me try to persuade you. If you've never watched Star Wars, take my passion, listen to my passion, help me spread my passion in winning new converts, Sith and Jedi, to the cause of the mighty Star Wars. So folks, if you're already a fan and you're already happy with it, even if you're a critic, I hope you're going to watch this YouTube channel. I'm going to do numerous things. I'm going to have a podcast called This Is The Way. The first episode is already up. It is a raw episode, meaning it doesn't look that great. And I filmed it quickly in low resolution because I wanted to get it up to answer a gentleman who goes by Victor Van Doomcock here on YouTube and all of his complaints about Star Wars today. So if you watch the first episode of This Is The Way, which I have posted, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm answering the mighty Doomcock, if you will. And I know that name is vulgar, and I apologize to those of you offended by it, but that's his name. I can't do anything about it. But as I try to answer him in the first episode of This Is The Way, I will do little short videos that I'm going to call Kessel Runs. I'm going to do a few other things that I have in mind, but I will break them down into different subcategories here on my YouTube channel. So thank you for joining me. Again, my name is Adam Palpatine. That's the name I'm using in this social media Star Wars universe. I hope you follow along, and I hope you post questions and send me a Facebook request. I am on Facebook. Search me out. I'm on Twitter under Adam Palpatine. Search me out. I want to connect with all Star Wars fans, but while I will discuss Star Wars with the harshest critics, I will not tolerate blatant insults like calling the movies trash and garbage and the saga's ruined and things like that. I will patiently try to answer people like that in my videos as we break down all of the movies and the comics and everything I can get my hands on to review here and talk about on the show. But I really don't want to put up with Star Wars fans that just disrespect a saga, a story that they claim to love. I mean, that confuses me. If you're the type of person who feels that way, that you hate Star Wars now, and you can maturely and intelligently explain to me why that is, and answer my answers to your concerns, then great. Stick around. I hope we can do that. But again, thanks for joining me, and I hope to put the podcast up once a week. But I will have other videos along the way, like this one, and videos that I'm going to film in my car, because sometimes I make long drives, called the Kessel Run, where I will discuss certain topics. All right, so again, thanks a lot, and may the Force be with you.